Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to the next episode of Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 with your host Shenner. Currently playing as the Shia Caliphate. That's fucking right, we are Caliph Alim the First, Solomonid. So fuck yeah, we're the Caliphate. We moved our capital to Axum, and we're stuck in this stupid war with England. They declared war on the Caliphate back before we became Caliph, and now we have to deal with it. Just a heads up, this episode was actually an hour and 14 minutes long, and I thought that was a little too long, especially since how little content actually is in this episode. The only thing we're going to be doing is fighting England, and then fighting for those two provinces that we gained a claim on the Emirate, in Basra and in Damman. So that's the only content you're going to look forward to. So what I've done is I've compressed the video into 3 times speed, which is why things are moving a little quickly. And I'm just recording this audio over what was there, because what was there, once you compress it to 3 times speed, you're pretty much guaranteed to sound like a chipmunk on crack. And I know I have in the past actually uploaded episodes where I just fast forwarded and I left the audio the way it was after fast forwarding, and it just sounded hilarious. But rather than sounding hilarious, it makes more sense to actually, I don't know, sound decent. Anyway, things you're probably missing out on are like marching troop sounds and clicking sounds and game music, and I apologize for that, but there's not much I can do. I'm not gonna try to click in tune with the clicks that I do in the game or anything, but I'll try to keep you up to date on what's going on. First and foremost, the Sultan of Egypt is its own kingdom. The Sultan of Egypt, even though they're within the Caliphate, their relations with us are negative 100. So, pretty sure that fucker is going to revolt the first chance he gets. So what I've done is I've spawned all of our troops that are in the Sultanate of Egypt. That way, if he tries to declare independence or claim the caliphate or whatever, then he won't have as many troops that he can raise, because we will already have raised a lot of them. So that is a thing that we are doing, and it is a thing that I approve. I like how you can see, especially in fast forward, you can see that glowing area is the territory that is contested right now. That's really cool. You don't really notice the glowing very much when you're playing it. I mean, you can see it, but here in fast forward, I mean, that looks very good. I wish they made it that quick when you're actually playing the damn game, but whatever. Anyway, the strategy for this war with England is very, very basic. They tend to like to bring a lot of large stacks, like 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000. They'll just bring a lot of troops, and they'll sit them in one spot. Like, they just landed another army, look at that. And they'll just sit them in one spot, and they'll just take attrition every month. So what we're doing is we're staying south of them, we're letting them do whatever the fuck they want, and we're just going to watch them. And if they get too close to us, we'll back up a little bit, make them come closer, and the longer it takes them to reach us, the more attrition they will take before they get to us. That's the whole plan. It's like when Russia decided to pull its army back and let the Germans invade. You know, although they were actually fighting the Germans a little bit as they went backwards. We're not doing that at all, but the idea is the same. We're just letting the land kill the enemy rather than us doing it. It's a really effective strategy in this game specifically, because attrition just is really, really the biggest killer. We even lose some troops here just from repositioning ourselves, because sometimes we walk over our own troops, and when they're on the same tile, they will both those groups of troops will take attrition when they're on the same tile, which is a pain in the ass. And then a third English army has landed. So what I was thinking is, I'm just going to fight this war to the point of England accepting a white peace. because with the strategy we're using, we will be able to get 100% on them. And if we get 100% on them, then the only thing that happens is we get some piety and some prestige and some money. But that's it. Like, we can't revoke his claim. I believe the King of England also has the Kingdom of Jerusalem. He has it as a title. We can't do shit about it because he's Christian and we're not. And non-Christians cannot get the Kingdom of Jerusalem. So we can't revoke his title or anything, and he's not in our realm. He won't lose any of his claims that he has on Jerusalem or any other lands. So the only thing we can do is just force our demands to give us some gold. That's like the main thing we can do against England. We can't turn around and say, oh, well, since you lost the war, you have to give us the Emirate of Damascus. You can't do that. You know, you can do that in Europa Universalis. You can't do it here. Oh well. They really should do something like that. Like if you're going to war for an emirate and you lose, like if you lose to a negative 100%, then you should be forced to give up an emirate that you currently control. Whatever. That's just my opinion. Oh, looks like they finally caught up with us and we're fighting. And we're going to slaughter that army. And they're keeping the rest of their troops away. And now they're trying to kill one of our troops further south. So we're going to let him attack, but I'm not sure if he actually... Yeah, he does actually get there, I think. It's hard for me to remember. I played this hours and hours and hours ago. Long before I went to work. The fighting animation is just ridiculous. Yeah, looks like he's still coming. He's got like 11,000 guys there or something. 12,000? I can't really see right now. We're encouraging him to attack us because that province there has mountains, and I'm pretty sure we'll get the defensive bonus, which is a huge benefit with a smaller army. Okay, so he landed, and we're going to go join that fight. And this right here actually becomes the pivotal moment in this war. We're chasing the remnants of one of their armies up in the north, and we've engaged the vast majority of England's remaining forces down in the south. So they had two big armies, and we are going to destroy both of them here, I believe. And that's going to be like the end of the war pretty much. Don't get me wrong, the war's not going to be over. They're going to keep bringing troops and stuff, but this is the point that really breaks them, because they won't overpower us anymore. Or they won't be able to. It's not like they've been overpowering us, but they had the manpower to do so previously, and now they won't. Yeah, we're gonna pinch him in here between Petra and Al-Aqaba. And we recruited some more troops for some reason. Oh, I know what it was. It was our personal levies. We disbanded our personal levies because they had taken so many losses. They were down to only like 1,000 guys. So we disbanded those 1,000 guys. And when you do that, you can then respawn your personal levies, which for us is like 16,000. So that's a huge... You just... Bingo, 15,000 more troops just instantly. Although, in our case, since the lands that we control are so far south, it takes them forever to walk up here. I was actually considering perhaps moving some of our personal lands, our personal sheikdoms, further north, so that we could easily get to the front lines sooner with our personal levies. And we're still fighting that southern English army. I think we lost maybe one battle in this entire war. It was just a slaughter. England did not stand a chance. The AI is very poor at its strategy. I must say that much. I'm terrible at this game. I'm pretty much a green, motherfucking newbie at this game. But the AI is just bad. Just really bad. They should know better than to just take attrition again and again and again and again. I mean, the amount of troops that we kill in these battles is high, but they're killing more of us. In every single one of these little engagements, they're killing more of us because their land tech is better, because they have more heavy cavalry than us. There's just a lot of things they have going for them in these battles. Even when we get a defensive bonus, they're still just slaughtering us. So we have to bring in excessive numbers just to be able to win the battles. So that's what we're doing. Obviously, you don't want to lose the battles. If you lose the battles, you lose war scores. So. Man, looks like we're marrying off somebody. Is that our daughter? Nope. Some other daughter. Well, whoever. Marry her off. And they land more troops. But this is the point where they start landing fewer and fewer troops because they don't have the manpower reserves. They can't bring them up anymore. They've shot their load. They sent everything they had at us, and this is what's left. This is the dregs. I think at some point they bring ships over, and the only thing they're landing is like 200 soldiers. And it's like, really? 200 guys? That's great. We're checking to see how high a war score we have to get before they'll take white peace. At 11%, they won't do it. So, time to kill some more of them. Oh yeah, that little window that popped up there, it gave us the option to hold a grand tournament. Oh, I definitely want to do that, but to do that you have to be at peace. You have to be at peace for a whole 2 months. That's going to be tough, let me tell you. 2 months of peace in this game is hard to come by. Well, I guess if you're small, it's probably not that hard, but once you get big like this, you just have so much shit going on. It's ridiculous. There's probably 3 times as much shit that we have to pay attention to now than we had to pay attention to earlier as just a kingdom. And as a kingdom, we had to pay attention to more than we did just as a duchy, and that's just the way it is in this game. The higher you go, you can't just keep delegating everything. You still have to pay attention to stuff. And yeah, we're just letting them take attrition here, because there you go. They just landed 200 guys. Oh my god, that's so bad. Okay, 253 or something like that, but still, it's bad. And another kid needs education. Not our kid, but whatever. We give him a nice Ethiopian education. I noticed a lot of our kids, I think all of our kids so far, are Bedouin. No matter what kind of education we give them, from Ethiopians or whatever, they're all coming up Bedouin. I'm not sure why. Oh well, it's not the end of the world, really. I'm not sure what I was looking over there. Something about I think the kingdom of Sicily is attacking what's left of the kingdom of Africa, and they're demanding the emirate of Cyrene or something like that, or the sheikhdom of Cyrenaica. I don't know, something like that. So we're at 25%, and they're coming again. I think this is where we get peace, though. 25%, I think, is the point where they will take white peace. Yep. There we go. So we're considering it. And our Grand Vizier died, so I have to replace him. He was murdered in Hormuz. Yep, so we just offered white peace, I think. Yep. Just gonna wait for that to get an effect. Oh, now maybe we haven't. Maybe we will now. Alright, there we go. So there, white peace, it's done. England gets nothing. You get nothing. Alright, we're disbanding all of our troops, and we're declaring war to take the emirate of Damman. Hell yeah. And at the same time, on the same day, we're declaring war to take the emirate of Basra. Reason we're doing this on the same time, the same day, is you can't do it once you've raised troops. And I don't want to run the risk of our Caliph. I want to say king, and I want to say sultan, but he's a Caliph now. I don't want to run the risk of our Caliph dying, because if he dies, then we will lose that claim. So I have to press both claims at the same time. It just makes sense. And I immediately raise all the troops we have everywhere, because I don't want Egypt to rebel. And if Egypt does rebel, then they will have less troops to rebel with. Same strategy as before. It's just I don't want to run the risk of losing forces to fight with to somebody who could potentially be an enemy. And if the Sultan of Egypt does rebel, I'm hoping I'll be able to revoke his claim on something important, like maybe the emirate of, what does he have? Arabia Felix, maybe? whatever he has. Maybe we'll get rid of one of his emirates, or maybe we'll get rid of his sultan. I don't know if we can revoke his sultanate. That would be cool. If we can do that, then we'll put one of our kids in, or maybe not one of our kids, maybe someone else. All of our kids are turning out to be problematic. The ones who are not the heir to the caliphate. All the rest are becoming pretenders. And they're just really, really problematic because they get a negative 50 penalties for relations because they were a pretender to the Shia caliphate. So what I'm thinking of be doing is I'm either going to be murdering our kids, and I know that sounds horrible, but it's better than having negative 50 relations. So I'm either going to murder our kids, or we're going to be marrying them off to various parts of the world that we don't care about, like deep into the Golden Horde, or deep into the Ilkhanate, or into Burgundy, or into Africa, somewhere that we really don't care about. Somewhere far away where they can't cause trouble. Because I don't expect the Ilkhanate to go to war with this claim they might get from our dude if we marry over there. I don't expect the Ilkhanate to go to war to claim the Shia Caliphate for that random dude that we sent over there. Anyway, now we're focusing our efforts over here. And Basra hasn't really been doing anything. Oh, there they go. Just out of nowhere comes 7,000 Basran motherfuckers. But it's fine, I'm not too worried about it. We're just swarming him. There's nothing any of these guys can do to us right now. At least not these two. I mean, if Egypt were to spawn up against us, then they could obviously do something, because they're huge. But these guys are tiny. The really shitty thing about this is the Byzantines have slowly been gobbling up Basra. Not the Emirate of Basra, but the... it's not a kingdom, is it? The expanded Emirate of Basra. All the northern Basran lands have been slowly disappearing into the greater Byzantine Empire. And that pisses me off, because, I mean, that's so far from Byzantium. But, hey, I mean, I guess it shows how powerful they are. I mean, once we're done with Basra, and once we're done with Damman, who's left in this part of the world? We could push east a little bit, but I'm not sure if the Ilkhanate would be against us over there. Like, to the east we have Hormuz, and east of them is Burgundy. But those both used to be in the Ilkhanate, so the Ilkhanate may have claims on them. In fact, they probably do have claims on them. So if we go to war for Hormuz or Burgundy, that could mean instant death for us, because the Ilkhanate probably could bring up enough troops to give us a real problem. But I don't know, maybe the same strategy as we used against England would work on them. Just fall back, let them take attrition, and then kill whatever comes close. I know it's a good strategy against this AI, because this AI is just stupid. But I don't know. With England, they're sending a little bit of troops over one at a time on a boat. With the Ilkhanate, they would probably be sending everything they have all at once, which could just be disastrous. They could start just sieging lands and taking lands instantly. It's possible. Anyway, this war with Basra is going to end really quickly. I hope I can pinpoint the time when it does, because it's really cool the way it ends. I've only seen it like once before, the way this war is going to end. Oh, what the hell am I doing here? Going through all these stupid windows. Transferring vassalage or something? There we go. Here's where I'm talking about it. We just captured the leader of the Emirate of Basra after a battle. And if you capture the leader of the country you're at war with, you instantly get 100% on that country. So even though we didn't take any territory from Basra in that battle, in that war, none, not zip, we won like 2 battles against them. But one of the battles, the leader was commanding troops, and we captured him after the battle. Instantly 100% in the war, you get whatever you want. So we took the Emirate of Basra. And now we're going to check, and sure enough, we have too many little titles. So we're going to pick, I think we picked one of our sons. Yeah, we take our... No, maybe some other guy? I guess we're going to take some random douchebag. I don't remember who I set up here. We're going to take one of these guys and we're going to set him up as our emir over in Basra, so he can run that part of our nation. Abai. Okay, I guess he's a distant relative, which is good. I'm not going to worry about him. He has no claim on the Shia Caliphate, but he's still a Solomonid, which is nice. So he has those 4 provinces and the emirate now, which brings us back under the domain limit. So now we can focus on the emirate of Damman. That was great. That war ended so quickly because we captured the leader. So here I'm thinking, oh, maybe we'll capture the leader. So I'm checking really closely who we're getting as our prisoners now. It doesn't happen. We don't get the leader of Damman. Still, that would have been cool if it happened. I don't know what we're checking now. Oh, we're trying to get this chick married. We married her to our old sultan's sister or daughter. No, son. We married our daughter to our old sultan's son. So they are related, but they're very, very distant related. You remember how far back we had to go on the family tree just to find the guy who branched off down to our current guy, Alim. I mean, it was a long, long, long way back. Yeah, more scheming. Yep, there's Egypt. And I'm like, yeah, they're probably going to revolt. Negative 100 can only last so long. And I start releasing people from prison. But the people I'm releasing from prison are nobodies. They'll control, like, a church. Or they will control a city. But they don't control a sheikhdom, and they don't control an emirate or anything. I'm only releasing non-pivotal characters. And almost everyone has a positive opinion of us anyway, so releasing them only increases their positive opinion of us. It's fine. That's one of the things I really like about this game is if you have a negative relation with somebody and they rule like a big area, an emirate or something, that doesn't mean you have negative relations with everyone in that emirate. Everyone has their own individual opinion of you, which is really cool mechanic. Oh, there we go. Fucking Egypt just revolted. And, yeah. So I'm not sure if you saw that. It happened pretty quickly. The Sultan of Egypt had our Grand Vizier assassinated. I never saw the plot for it, so it just happened on its own. And it said, your spy master so-and-so wants to get revenge and is already planning the death of Sultan so-and-so of Egypt. And it said, do you want to proceed with this? And I said, yes. And so we instantly just killed the Sultan of Egypt. The war's over. We killed him. How amazing is that? I've never seen that before. That was just awesome. It must be like a really low percentage chance that that'll happen. I mean, that event will trigger. But it did. And our spy master had no trouble killing the guy either, so that was cool. So we start giving titles to people because, I don't know, they start voting for people other than our son for the Emirate of Arabia, which is kind of weird. And Egypt, even though they have a new leader, because we killed the old leader, the new leader of Egypt also has a negative 100 opinion of us, and he goes to war with us as well. Anyway, this is the end of the video here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode today. We saved our lands from England. We took the Emirate of Basra from Basra, and we're at war with Egypt and Damman. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.